I made the prediction yesterday, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that the Skins would win, and they did.
They did.
Big day for Timmy Smith. I'm proud of all of them.
They
and
did.
that's the end of my cheerleading.
Well, congratulations to you. You made a good pick. So did a lot of people. Believe it or not, January 31st, 1988, without a doubt, a red-letter date in Redskins history. In fact, it may have been their finest hour. The Redskins overwhelmed Denver in Super Bowl 22, 42-10. There were many heroes. Doug Williams, who was named the game's most valuable player for one. Rookie Timmy Smith, who set a new Super Bowl record for rushing for 204 yards. The offensive line did a great job. The entire defense, the Redskins completely dominated the Broncos after a very shaky beginning for Washington. But we should know by now that the Redskins play much better after they fall behind, as they did in all the playoff games. And fall behind they did. First play from scrimmage. After the balloons went up in the air, John Elway hooked up with wide receiver Ricky Nattiel. This was a beautiful play. He beat Barry Wilburn, and the Broncos had a 7-0 advantage. It seemed like to me the Broncos used their entire playbook, all their gadgetry in the first quarter. Here, they throw it back to John Elway as a receiver. Now, this was a nice play, and it set up a field goal by Rich Carlos, and it made it 10-0 after the first quarter. But the Redskins then went to work. Doug Williams, an 80-yard strike to Ricky Sanders. What a phenomenal month and a half Ricky Sanders has had subbing for the injured Art Monk. 80 yards ties the record for the longest pass play in Super Bowl history. It was 10-7. And then Williams goes to Gary Clark. The Redskins take the lead, and it turned out to be for good. Now, this was Timmy Smith. What a great run. This guy was a 5th-round draft choice, a rookie from Texas Tech. He runs away from safety Tony Lilly, 58-yard touchdown. Redskins in command, 21-10. And then Williams throws another strike, and once again, it is Ricky Sanders on the receiving end of the touchdown. It is 28-10 Redskins. The Broncos fans are just dumbfounded by now. The defense had Elway and company figured out. Barry Wilburn makes an interception. They had several sacks in this time period, and the defense really bottled Elway completely. There's the touchdown pass to Clint Didier, 35-10 at the half, 35 points, the most ever scored in NFL playoff history. And then, after a scoreless third quarter, Timmy Smith with the fourth quarter touchdown. Smith, 204 yards rushing. Williams, 340 yards passing. That also a Super Bowl record. Williams, the game's most valuable player, 18 for 29. 42-10 the final score. There is Joe Gibbs, the Redskin head coach. The Redskins' second Super Bowl victory, the second Super Bowl victory for the Redskins this decade. They are the champs with a 42-10 victory over the Denver Broncos. A great day for Washington sports. And there was other sports activity on Super Bowl Sunday, believe it or not. In the NBA, Boston spanked Philadelphia 100-85. Larry Bird led the Celtic attack with 29 points. When Bird plays well, the Celtics generally come out on top. Here's Bird, bombs away. Nothing but net, a three-pointer, 3 of his 29. Celtics 53-29 at the half. Then some beautiful teamwork, passing inside to Kevin McHale, who had 22 points. And then there's the Philadelphia bench. Not a happy lot. But Mo Cheeks makes them brighten up momentarily with this steal and then the score. But Celtics too much. Look at this great pass coming up by Dirk Menefield. A blind pass to Danny Ainge. He lays it up and in. 100-85 the final. And in the college ranks, there were 3 games involving teams rated in the top 20. 6th-ranked Temple defeated Rhode Island 77-70. The Owls still with only 1 loss this year. And 8th-rated Michigan took it on the chin, courtesy of 17th-rated Syracuse. Ron Cycli, a career high of 33 points. He put on a great show at the Syracuse Carrier Dome. In the second half, Derek Coleman contributed a little bit with the slam dunk, and then Coleman passes to Cycli, 33 points, 89-71. Then, in Kentucky, Louisville's Freedom Hall, we've got Notre Dame losing to the Kentucky Wildcats, 78-69. Depaul loses to NC State, 71-66. And in golf, Chi Rodriguez was the biggest winner of the inaugural senior skins game. Chi won $300,000 of the $360,000 available, so a very profitable day for Chi Rodriguez. And on the regular tour, Sandy Lyle won the Phoenix Open in a sudden death playoff over Fred Couples. Now, these guys went head-to-head most of the afternoon. This is Sandy Lyle's putt. Actually, that looks like David Frost to me. That's not Sandy Lyle, I don't believe. Anyway, it was supposed to have been Sandy Lyle. He made a birdie, and then we had, well, I'm going to wait and see. There we go. There's Sandy Lyle. This is his putt for eagle. And actually what they did was tie at the end of regulation. They both bogeyed the 18th hole. And then they had to go to sudden death. And in the sudden death, Couples had a double bogey on the third extra hole. So profitable day for one Sandy Lyle as well. But the big story, obviously, the Washington Redskins. Bruce will have more from Jack Murphy Stadium out in San Diego tomorrow night. And
it's nice to know that we all picked a winner.
Yeah, it is.
It's true. Thanks a lot, John. And we'll be back with a final word right after this.
The 1988 Cutlass Ciera. Season after season, year after year, Cutlass Ciera's an automobile that lives on almost every street in America, which says a lot about America's sense of value and a lot about Oldsmobile.
I could sure use my tax refund now.
With H&R Block's Rapid Refund program, you don't have to wait.
Great, but I'm a little short of cash right now.
With Rapid Refund, you don't need any.
What's that?
With Rapid Refund, we file your federal return directly with the IRS, and a refund loan is on its way to you the next day. You don't need cash. All fees can be deducted from your check. Available whether Block prepares your return or not.
Now that's the way it ought to be.
That's the new Rapid Refund program from H&R Block.
Tomorrow marks the start of Black History Month, and observances at Old Dominion University got underway on a musical note.
Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me